Hello beautiful people, my name is Vendi and I'm definitely a book nerd on a budget. Like many of you guys, I'm currently enrolled in college, which means that all of my expendable income really goes primarily to three things. Number one being food, number two being bills, and number three being the tissues that I use when I'm crying myself to sleep when I realize that I have no extra budget for books. I also cry because of deadlines and puppies and the lack of puppy in my personal life. I cry a lot, but one day all my crying came to fruition and the gods above or fate or whoever it is that brings happy chances into my life decided that I kind of needed to be cut some slack, and I found out that the Boston Public Library was holding a sale for books. A lot of them were books that had previously been in the library, but some were donations from other people, and all in all it was a really good time. Because I'm a trash fire of a human being and will do just about anything to get my hands on new things to read, I knew that this sale was definitely something that I had to hit, so I set myself a very, very little budget of $15, and I actually managed to acquire these 6 books for $14. I was under budget, and it delights me every single day when I think about it. When I look at them, I remember how cheaply I got them, and it makes me smile. Because of the joy that they brought me, I thought I might share them with you guys and hopefully share some of the joy that they brought for me with you as well. In addition, if you've seen my previous video, you know that I need to read these, and I don't know when I'm going to get to them because I have broken any semblance of continuing my book buying ban. But as it is, these books need to get read. I didn't buy them so they'd look pretty on my shelves, though they definitely do. The way that I want to get through this stack is by letting you guys pick which ones I read. I'll have some comments pinned down below that have the titles and authors of all of these books, and just like the one that you would most like to see me read. Alright, that's enough rambling. I think it's time we get started. Book number 1 is actually not a thing you can vote for because I've already finished it, and you can check out my February wrap-up for thoughts on it, and that is Persepolis 2 by Mariana Sartrapi. Part 1 I've heard follows her childhood, and I'll have to get to it at some point, but Part 2, the one that I've read and own, follows her adolescence when she moves to Europe to sort of try to distance herself from Iran while some atrocities are still going on. It was really good. You can't really vote for it because I've already read it, but I thought I should mention it anyway. Book number 2, and the first one you can vote on, is The Nanny Diaries by Emma McLaughlin and Nicola Kraus. I have a feeling I'm going to really relate to this one because The Nanny Diaries is all about a broke college student who goes by Nanny because she's taken up nannying to basically pay her bills while she lives in New York. Nanny takes on the son of the X's, a family that lives in Park Avenue in New York. So they are very wealthy, but their life is not all milk and honey and baskets of roses. The X's marriage begins to fall apart, and Nanny has to learn how to juggle her mental health and the X's 4-year-old son's mental health, along with paying her tuition at NYU and just sort of trying to keep this very broken family together. I watched the movie of The Nanny Diaries. I didn't realize it was a book first. I maybe should have, considering it has diaries in the title. But regardless, I really loved the movie. I loved Scarlett Johansson in it, and if the book is anything like the movie was, then I'll be really, really excited to dive into this one. Plus, it's like really short, so I'll fly through it in probably about a day. The third book I got at the sale was A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. I know that it's dust jacketless, but I kind of prefer it because the original cover of this book has that guy that looks like he's super constipated on the front. You know which one I'm talking about. I'm going to show it on the screen, and I'm going to put this down because it's heavy and big, but it's that one. I don't know much about A Little Life, but I do know that the people who read it have very, very strong opinions, either loving it or absolutely loathing it. So anything that creates such a polarized audience is very interesting to me pretty much automatically. If you have read it, please don't spoil me in the comments. I read every single one, and I really want to go into this one kind of blind to form my own opinion about it as best as I can without anyone's external information or opinions bogging my own down. That said, I really do want to see what all the fuss is about, and if you would like me to read it, please definitely vote for it down below. The fourth book is a sweet little piece of children's literature, and it is The Ring of Solomon by Jonathan Stroud. So The Ring of Solomon is, ooh, shiny. It is shiny, and it's also the prequel to Jonathan Stroud's Bartimaeus trilogy, which was a series that I loved a lot as a kid. The story is about Bartimaeus, obviously a demon, specifically a jinn, who can be called to the world via a magician if the magician knows his true name. But despite being, millennia old, Bartimaeus is still a very snarky. Maybe he feels like a really grumpy old man, and I absolutely love him for it. And it's really, really funny because he gets into such funny arguments with the main character. But in the original series, Bartimaeus mentions that he used to belong, I guess is the wrong word. He used to frequently be called by a magician named Solomon, as in King Solomon, to do his bidding, and you get the sense that Bartimaeus really loved Solomon, perhaps even in a romantic way. So I'm really excited to actually sort of see some of Bartimaeus' origins. If you've read it and you like it, please vote for it down below because I'm excited to get to all of these books, but this one kind of especially. The next book that I got is one that I don't think can be any more different than The Ring of Solomon or any other children's book can be, and it is The Clan of the Cave Bear by Jean M. Auel, I think is how you say that last name. Owel? Please let me know if you know. I was originally going to leave the library sale with only 5 books, but then this one caught my eye, and I realized that I'd heard the title before because it's my mom's favorite book of all time. Clan of the Cave Bear is the first in a series that follows Ayla. Ayla is a human girl who was born in the middle of an ice age that basically was the split between Neanderthals and humans, and in a snowstorm she gets separated from her very, very human family and adopted by the clan of the Cave Bear, who are basically Neanderthals. And this book, I think, just follows Ayla's journey in trying to survive in people who are just on a different rung of the evolutionary ladder than she's in. I was almost named Ayla because of this book, so I'm really excited to read about my potential would-be or would have been namesake. And the last book, book number 6, is Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. So like A Little Life, I actually don't know much about Passenger. I know that it is the first in a duology by Alex Bracken, whose Darkest Minds trilogy I really enjoyed. And I also know that it's a sort of time travel story. So I'm hoping it'll be something like a young adult version of Outlander minus the pretty blatant homophobia and misogyny that was present in that book. I still liked Outlander, which is why I'm hoping this one will be kind of similar to it. It just was also problematic, and I'm hoping this one is slightly less so. Regardless, I'm really excited to read it. This one also has either die-hard fans or people who really, really didn't like it, and I want to see which side of that spectrum I more firmly stand in. And there you have it, folks. That is my $14 book haul. Not bad for somebody who's as broke as I am. I'm really excited to get to every single one of these books at some point, but to influence the decision I make for the book that I want to read this month, please cast your vote down below by liking the comment that has the title of the book that you want me to read in it. I probably could have worded that a lot better. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, definitely give me a thumbs up, and if you like me, consider subscribing. But as it is, that's it from me, and I will see you guys in my next video very, very soon. Goodbye.